Caitlin Clark, early into her W career, is already looking like one of the better passers in the league. So let's put your basketball IQ, your passing skills, to the test. Can you read the floor like Caitlin Clark? We've done these videos before. Same rules as always. I'm going to show you 10 clips, and I'm going to pause each one at a decision point. At that point, you're going to have 5 seconds to pick one of the options and keep score. Keep track of how many you get right. Leave it in the comments. Let me know. I think this one is going to be really fun. Let's get to the first clip and stop dilly-dallying. Sub, like, comment, all of that would be super appreciated. And let's see what Caitlin's going to do here. So, Caitlin is going to freeze with the ball here. Is she going to, 1, set up for a step back 3, 2, skip it to the weak side, or 3, find the roller? I'll give you 5 seconds. Let's roll it. As this pass might not be perfectly accurate, but I think it's a great display of Caitlin's incredible vision and creativity. Like, when she releases the ball, this is not open. There is no opening here. But Caitlin is the type of passer who will throw teammates open. And I think the accuracy wasn't perfect. If Caitlin throws the ball a little bit in, that's probably a wide open layup. But still, I mean, I think a teammate with maybe better length, their hands would have been able to catch that and secure. But she's generating an advantage here, right? Putting the defense in rotation, ends up getting a closeout attack that her teammate just isn't able to convert. But we can see the incredible anticipation and vision on display here, and we're going to continue to see this throughout. So that's the first clip, and now we get to the second one, where Caitlin is going to kind of get doubled here, and she's going to kind of, once again, sit with the ball. Is Caitlin going to pass to the roller? Is she going to kick to the weak corner? Or is she going to shoot the ball herself? I'll give you 5 seconds. Let's roll it. This wraparound bounce pass has been a specialty of Caitlin so far, and it's honestly kind of crazy, right? This doesn't seem open, or Caitlin is being double teamed, Cam Brink in her face, but she knows that the paint is open, and like all great passers, Caitlin passes into space, leading her teammates open, and that's exactly what she does here. Caitlin passes to the spot instead of the player, recognizes her teammates' momentum, and throws the ball. Beautiful creative delivery, wrapping the ball around Brink right in front of this help defender to feed her teammate a wide open layup. That is an incredible, incredible pass. Let's get on to this third clip here. Caitlin's going to set up in a little high pick and roll. So what is she going to do here? Is Caitlin going to shoot the 3? Is she going to pass to the roller here, or is she going to skip it out to the weak side? I'll give you 5 seconds. Let's roll the clip. As Caitlin is going to hit some absurd step back jumpers. Her space creation ability is crazy, stopping on a dime, obviously fading from way downtown, but because she's such a great passer, right? This is a plausible pass she could have hit. She could have skipped it to the weak side. Defenses don't just have to account for her and sell out to stop her jumpers. They also have to worry about her audibling and passing off of it. And the combination of her incredible step back off dribble shooting and her vision and playmaking is what makes her so incredibly deadly. But let's keep it going as Caitlin's going to snake the pick and roll, and let's pause here. Is Caitlin going to shoot a little floater in the lane? Is she going to skip out to this left corner or skip out to the right corner? I'll give you 5 seconds to guess. Let's roll the clip. As Caitlin makes the simple kick out here to get Kelsey Mitchell an easy lane to drive and pull up into. First, of course, we have the split. And something you may have already picked up on that I haven't mentioned is how teams are guarding Caitlin. They are trapping the shit out of her. They're blitzing, they're hedging, in this case, blitzing hard. And Caitlin, what's one of the best ways to beat a blitz is with a split. And obviously, splitting doubles in pick and roll is hard, but Caitlin has the ball handling to do it. And once she's in an advantage situation, it's pretty much over, right? They're afraid of Caitlyn shooting. 1, 2, 3 defenders with eyes on Caitlyn in the paint, so she's very simply just going to kick out to the strong side corner and trust her teammate to make a play. It's simple basketball, but when you're the level of shooter and handler Caitlyn Clark is, sometimes this simple is all you really need. Let's start this clip again. Once again, notice they are face trailing her out to half court with a drop at the 3-point line. This is like how they guard Steph. But Caitlyn's going to get downhill. And let's freeze right here. Is Caitlyn going to shoot the ball herself? Is she going to wrap it down to her big? Or is she going to kick it back out to the top of the key? I'll give you 5 seconds to guess. Let's roll that clip. As Caitlyn has had the burst to get downhill, right? We see her use this basic little jail to keep the defender, I believe that's Nika Mule, right? To keep Nika on her back before exploding to this scoop finish. And ideally, or supposedly, right, Caitlyn notices that the low defender is still kind of down when she goes into her drive. So Caitlyn doesn't really need to overcomplicate things by wrapping. And she also knows that the help defenders are sinking down, so that pass isn't going to be open. So what does Caitlyn do? Takes it herself, scoop off the glass, generating an easy bucket. How you doing so far? I think this is probably not easy, definitely not easy, but I don't think it's the hardest one of these I've ever made. So let me know how you're doing in the comments, of course. Let's keep it going. Caitlyn's going to get a baseline drive going, and we're going to pause here. Is Caitlyn A, going to drive and score herself? B, is she going to kick to or is she going to hit one of the cutters? Or C, is she going to kick to the top of the key? You got 5 seconds. Let's roll the clip. As we see Caitlyn gnashing around the baseline here, Kelsey Plum does a great job of pushing her to the sideline, not giving, at least that's not Plum. Excuse me. But they're pushing Caitlyn all the way to the sideline so she kind of can't get an angle to score. And when Caitlyn can't get an angle to score, she's like, okay, I'm not worried. I'm just going to pass the ball. She sees cutters coming, and even though this looks like kind of a crowded paint, I believe this is actually Alicia Clark, not Kelsey Plum, right? Yeah, this is Alicia Clark. Okay. So I'm still learning names of the WNBA players, so be patient, please. Caitlyn could hit the top of the key, right? But she notices that there is open space, threads into that space, and generates her big and open layup. They just can't get converted. But anyways, let's move on with the video. We're going to get another high pick and roll with Caitlyn Clark where she's setting up beyond the arc. So what's going to happen here? Is Caitlyn going to shoot the ball? Is she going to pass to the roll? Or is she going to kick out to the wing for an open 3? I'll give you 5 seconds to guess. Let's roll the clip. As we see kind of an analog to an earlier play, right? I believe that was this one, where Caitlyn took a step back 3 with the roller kind of open, where we get the inverse here in that same Liberty game. Later in the game, Brianna Stewart is going to jump out at Caitlyn because this looks like a step back. She's setting up into her shot, looks like her shot motion, but Caitlyn notices this huge attention at her and that the paint is wide open. So what does she do? Simply flicks the ball down to the roller. This is the kind of creative decision making, the audibling in midair, the vision and the skill, right, to get this pass on time and on target. And this is high level stuff. She's not just, reacting and passing and taking what the defense gives her. She's dictating what the defense does and responding. And that is what elite passers do. And Caitlyn certainly is that. Let's go to this next clip though, where Caitlyn's going to set up here. Again, we see this kind of drop coverage. So what is Caitlyn going to do? Is she going to A, shoot the 3, B, kick to the weak side corner, or hit the rolling big? You got 5 seconds to guess. Let's roll the clip. As Caitlyn has been feasting on these pocket passes all season so far. Teams are afraid of her jumper, so they're playing her either with the blitzes we've been seeing or this high lock-in trail where the on-ball defender will fight over with a screen defender at the level. And what that does is it opens up the pocket pass. And again, the key to these kind of passes is Caitlin passing into space. Even though maybe it looks like from this angle it might be better to kick to the weak corner, Caitlin knows that the big's momentum is carrying her downhill, and this weak side defender is not moving away. Obviously, it ends up getting a strip, and this doesn't end up turning into a layup, but it generated a great shot. Look where the target is when Caitlin releases the ball. One of her feet is behind the three-point line, and yet when she catches it, she's almost at the restricted area. So we see again throwing into space, throwing receivers open like an elite quarterback. This is what Caitlin Clark does. A couple more clips. Let's finish strong. Let's hope you are doing well, scoring well, reading the game like Caitlin Clark. Again, we're going to see her get downhill, and we're going to freeze here with Cam Brink rotating over. Is Clark going to shoot the floater, kick to the weak corner, or is she going to find the rolling big? Once again, 5 seconds to guess. Let's run it back. As this time we see Caitlin simply reading and kicking. Where she gets downhill, we're seeing Caitlin generating easy advantages constantly with her burst and her handle and her quickness overall. And when Brink steps up to rotate, she's going to maybe be able to hit a floater, but there's a 2v1 on this weak side. And the spacing here is kind of what ends up killing this play and not allowing the Fever to score here. But Caitlin honestly makes the right decision, right? Kicking to Aaliyah Boston, who doesn't really look to go up and shoot here. Probably should have. But they still flow into a DHO and get a pretty decent look from three there. And this, again, is, even though it wouldn't have been an assist, is created by Caitlin penetrating, drawing help, and making the right read. This is what we're seeing throughout this video. Let's get into the last clip where we're going to see some basic offensive flow, and I'm going to skip through. Eventually, Caitlin's going to get the ball, drive down the hill. And we're going to pause the ball right here. So, Caitlin, is she going to, 1, shoot the little layup here, 2, kick it back to, I believe that's Aaliyah Boston, or 3, kick out to the corner here? For the last time, you got 5 seconds. Let's roll it. As Caitlin still isn't perfect, but she's good, but she has a great instinct, and it's going to keep improving her instinct of when to pass and when to score. And she maybe could have gotten a pass out of this, right? Two defenders committed hard to Caitlin, and Aaliyah is wide open under the basket. At least I think that's Aaliyah. Yeah. But Caitlin knows she has the touch and the incredible, soft touch there. I said touch twice to finish over Cam Brink. And this would have been a pretty difficult passing angle. Caitlin isn't the tallest player or the longest player, and Brink is enormous. There's a ton of coverage here, and there was no real reason to kick to the corner here, right? It was either this pass. She could have maybe tried to wrap it around, but Caitlin's like, I'm just going to take it myself. And all great passers, or the best passers, have a scoring threat. So they can draw defenses because they're afraid of the shot. And this kind of threat, Caitlin's ability to scoop the ball in with touch and score, is what opens up her passing. So let me know how you did with this one. I certainly might remake this video at some point later in Caitlin's career. This is literally just, I think she had 57 assists in her first 10 games or whatever, and plenty of potential assists. I tweeted, some people were mad, but whatever. I tweeted about how many potential assists she has blown. Her passing is truly special, and as she continues to improve her accuracy and her timing, I think she could end up as one of, if not the best passers in the WNBA. So let me know what you think, and let me know who you want to see in, men's NBA, WNBA, college, whatever.